right, big dogs, ready to rock and roll?
Go.
Right. We're down to one boundary. We might not even make 115.
Day one, 2025 race season. Brand new helmet, brand new practice helmet. Pat Wilson painted. Stila hooked us up with these WRXs. These things are carbon fiber, so freaking light. Custom paint jobs done. It's a desert landscape, sunset. One of my favorite valleys that we race in the 1000. My little saying, practice makes perfect. On the back, always have that. Scorpion got bit out in the desert once, didn't like that. It was a fun little reminder. So yeah, this thing's badass. Can't wait to try it out and get ready to go.
Feels weird, first race of the year. We're like 4 months into the year and now we're racing. So feeling a little stiff from being out of the truck for a while. Definitely ready to go racing.
The San Felipe 250 is absolutely by far my favorite race. It's great to kick off the season. It's great to be back and get going for 2025. And here we are at the 250. We've wrapped up a lot of our pre-run. It's been a really good pre-run so far. Just excited to get going. And this is really a great race to kick it off with.
Pre-running is important at every race, but San Felipe it's so important because you make a hard right into a wash and then all of a sudden you've got 6 different lines going 6 different directions, and it's like you better know which of those 6. It's not like picking left or right, it's like picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think that's pretty crucial down here because there's lots of places where you make a hard right or hard left into a new section of course or down into a wash or up onto a ridge, and then you realize like, wait a minute, I've got 3, 4 choices here. So knowing which one of those choices is the one you need to make and which one has the least amount of consequences is pretty heavy.
Bringing on new partners is always an interesting challenge in racing. We really want to make sure that they're not just stickers that are on the side of the car, but they're products that we actually want to endorse in our daily lives and also put to work in the racing program. The shocks are one of the most important components of the car. Switching over to the Fox factory shocks wasn't a decision that we made lightly. It's something that we're incredibly proud of and happy to be on, but we've put a lot of time into trying to figure out whether or not this was the right move.
We're out here in San Felipe with Mike Marsal. Just got him switched over to Fox. Really excited to have him on it. Obviously Mike puts a lot into his program, constantly pushing his envelope as well. So it's exciting to be on his program and be on the same journey as him.
Decided to kind of take the truck to the next level and leverage their their R&D department and their engineering department, especially when it comes to shocks on all these trucks. I think a lot of us are looking forward to it and kind of taking that next step towards just getting faster and making the trucks better every time.
At Fox we have a motto: we're never done. So we're never really satisfied with that's good enough. Continuously pushing the shock technology so that we give the racers the tools they need to go out and get on top of the box.
When I was speaking with the company and really trying to understand the factory support that they were going to give, their willingness to come out, test, and develop their products, it really resonated with me and the 236 program. We do a lot of testing in between races. That's one of the keys to our success. And I want to make sure that there are people on the car and who are working on the car and providing product for the car that are aligned in our vision to be the best we can on the race course.
We don't believe in just selling a product and the relationship just basically stopping there at the end of the sale. We want to make sure that our racers are fully supported. So when you have shocks from Fox, we're out here, we're tuning for 3 days, making sure that all of our racers have support from Fox. We're out here doing revalves and tube adjustments and ride height adjustments and all that kind of stuff. We're racers ourselves, and we want to make sure that everybody has all the tools they need to succeed in racing.
We're working with with Mike Kim. Mike's really good at what he does, and you know, he's somewhat of a genius in that space. And I don't think there's a whole lot of those guys out there, especially in this specific form of motorsport. So being able to have those resources and access to that information is massive. So, you know, we're excited to do a lot of testing with Mike and the guys at Fox, and you know, just keep pushing.
Hello, I'm the freshest in the place. Running laps with my vibe and you can't keep the pace. Head to toe while I'm dripping in style. I'm fly with $1 million smile.
We are at the San Felipe 250 qualifying. Just did our recon lap. The course is actually really cool, nothing too surprising. Really going to be a fun day. It's just excited to get out there and go qualify. After we're done with that, we're going to go run another full pull of the race course, and I think that's going to wrap up our pre-run. So just excited to be out here, excited to be heading towards that race, and this is like my favorite race of the year. So just ready to roll. As usual, thank you to Score. We have a fantastic field in the San Felipe 250 for the Spec Truck class. I think there's over 30 cars that are going to start the race, and I really still think this is just one of the greatest places that you can go racing. Competitiveness in our class is parallel to none. That's what makes it so enjoyable. On any given day, any one of these cars can be out there and win the race. That's kind of the series that I like to be in. That's what I want to strive for. Not always the fastest guy in the pack, but at the end of the day, when the checkered flag drops, it's always fun to see where you stand against your competitors.
All right, big dog, ready to rock and roll?
Sure. The race course this year is really different from years past. Typically, it's a couple of washes and then, you know, some really flat out San Felipe whoops and some super high speed stuff. This year, there's a mix of all of it. I think we go through 5 different washes, and a lot of it's tighter and more technical. There's still some fast stuff and obviously the classic San Felipe whoops. It's an interesting course. It's sort of a mid-speed course, if you will. Something that really challenges sort of the technical aspect of driving, and there's a lot of stuff to hit.
It's the shortest race of the year, so it's an all-out sprint from start to finish. The bumps are bigger here than anywhere else, and there's more people here than anywhere else. That's what makes San Felipe San Felipe.
I think we have a fantastic truck for the race. The guys couldn't have put together a better rig in the off-season, and we're going to go out and we're going to send it.
The craziest thing to me is that, like, I don't know, it seems like it never ends for so many miles. The other sketchy part is that, like, sometimes people end up on race car lines that you've pre-ran all week, and then come race day, those are no longer lines because now there's everybody and their grandmas parked in that line. To win San Felipe, you have to have a perfect day. No flat tires, no running out of fuel. There's no opportunity to catch back up to the pack because the race is so short. All the fast guys are really good and really fast, so it's just going to be who has the perfect day.
Hey, we're losing battery power too. Are we running one battery or 2 batteries?
We're running 1 battery right now.
Okay, so we're saving a battery.
Yeah.
Fuck power.
Yeah. Okay. Other battery.
We're down to 1 battery. We might not even make 115.
Let's just pull off wide right. Let's pop the hood. Let me take a look at all the connections, okay?
No.
That's supposed to be pulling to anywhere. We're losing voltage. We're not charging anymore. We're going to pull the hood and see if we can't check it out.
Not a great day for us so far. We had a double alternator failure, which that basically, you know, killed our whole day, you know? Double alternator failure. We have never encountered that before.
Fire it up. What's the voltage right now? 11.3.
Today, something happened and, you know, one of the alternators was overcharging and it killed the other alternator, and then the other, you know, the alternator that was overcharging killed itself.
In between mile 1 and mile 250 are about 10,000 things that can take you out, and I think it's really important. You got to stay focused. You got to be prepared for what's to come, because there are so many different variables that the San Felipe 250 can throw at you. It's just it's a monster of a race.
You know, guys at 115 were able to swap out the alternator, and as soon as they put a fresh alternator on, everything was perfect. So really, really gut-wrenching that, you know, a part like that can basically ruin your whole day. 236 race to pit 1, you got a copy? They came through here, the truck looked perfect, like, you know, almost like it only had gone 160 miles in San Felipe, so it still had a lot of life left in it, and they're gonna go to the finish.
You know, we put our heads down, we start clicking off miles, we start hitting all our lines, and I just keep reading notes. At the end of the day, we're racing the clock, and if we can make miles and set a good pace, then we'll just keep clicking and see where the times stack up at the end of the day.
Hey man, we had a good race truck. We were having a great time.
No, bummer. I mean, it was still had a good time, but
All good, man. That's what they call racing.
yeah, they don't call it winning, right?
You know, that's what they call racing.
I think it's the roughest, I think, ride I've ever raced. You know what I mean?
Getting to the finish line is always the accomplishment. That's always the number one goal, is to finish the race, because you can't win, place well in a race unless you actually finish the race. So that's always at the top of our priority list, is, you know, keeping the truck in good shape and getting to the finish line. But these days it's harder and harder to have that perfect day.
Mike Marsal behind the wheel. Mike, what's up? You look pretty fresh, bro. You don't even look dirty.
We got a perfect truck here. We just have full alternator failure.